from the Fort Morgan Times. After making the journey from Colombia, some migrants feel left out of resources for Venezuelans in Denver. Colorado is home to thousands of Colombians. Some feel left because of conflict at their border. So now we're worried about their border. We cannot care any less about our own border. In fact, Kamala Harris told us several times over that undocumented immigrants are not going to be treated as criminals.
It is wrong to somehow suggest that an undocumented immigrant is a criminal. Being an undocumented immigrant is not a crime. I know what a crime looks like. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. 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 An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal, and we have to correct course in this conversation. We're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals. That's correct.
So it's okay. They can get mad at each other. There's another video, I believe, some West African migrants or something who are complaining in New York because they're not getting enough.
Not the first time we've heard young African migrant men tell us they feel their quest for the American dream involves a disproportionate number of twists and turns. They want the city and the country to know they are just as deserving as migrants who came before them.
I was thinking if I came here, it would be all right for me. But it's not easy.
And the Venezuelans are cleaning the clocks of everybody, so they can get mad about it. But you certainly cannot, because then you, of course, will be deemed a criminal. Either way, my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because it would help me a lot. And it'll cost you nothing, but if you wanted to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued. So without getting too deep into this incredibly long, rosy article about, oh, we were at the festival and the Colombians and the Venezuelans. Yeah, okay, bro. So this is obviously another piece of fake news media telling you that Colombians are mad at Venezuelans and the government and the Venezuelans are mad because they're not. I mean, it's an absolute mess. But while that's happening, you also have this special task force investigating Venezuelan gangs' alleged ties to Aurora. So is there any question? I mean, these people are taking what they want and nobody can stop them, or nobody is choosing to stop them for whatever reason. Aurora City Council officials say an apartment complex on Nome Street is closing due to code violations. But some council members allege there's more to the story.
Tonight we are following up on the city of Aurora's plans to close an apartment complex that houses a large population of new immigrants. And they're closing
it. Yeah, that should have been the complex for Colombians. Then they would have been happy.
Because of code violations. Some believe, though, there's more to the story. They say it involves a South American gang. Denver 7's Brandon Richards shows us how city officials are responding to those accusations.
Well, if you've been on social media here in the last couple of weeks, you may have seen a lot of information being shared about a Venezuelan gang that people say is causing all kinds of problems in Aurora. Well, this morning we learned APD has set up a task force to look into those allegations. The city of Aurora says it's closing this apartment complex near Colfax and Peoria due to a long list of code violations going back years.
We are not buying this.
Aurora City Councilwoman Danielle Jurinsky and some of her colleagues believe there's more to the story.
We believe...
Yeah, there probably is, and I'm sure this building wasn't perfect for many years, but why now? Why are all the code violations happening now when you have a Venezuelan gang move in? And we've also seen stories out of New York where Venezuelans have taken over, they have commandeered property in Queens.
A homeowner in the Bronx started renting a basement apartment to a woman who was from Ecuador. But then within a matter of 2 weeks, the woman told the landlord, listen, I'm going back. I'm leaving. My brother is gonna take over the apartment. And he said, okay, can you please have your brother fill out the paperwork and include some IDs and send this all to me? That never happened, according to the landlord. In the end, the landlord told me that he believed he was just scammed. They used this woman to get them in there, and once one of them was in there, it became like a clubhouse for 8 or 9 of the most dangerous people the landlord had ever been introduced to. They were selling ketamine, cocaine, marijuana, and handguns out of this basement.
So I think there's something to this.
That, yes, there are code violations, but this started because of a gang takeover. That's what we believe.
Easy.
The company that manages the site says the same thing, that a gang from Venezuela had taken over the property, making it too dangerous for their staff to be there. Aurora police have not said whether those claims are true, but say they are investigating.
I know it's been shootings here, but it's not because of people from here. It's people from other places that comes here looking for problems.
Yeah. This lady with the heavy accent says, oh, yes, there have been shootings here, but it's not because of them. It's people from outside. Can we go back years? Last time I heard about a shooting in Aurora, Colorado was a movie theater. But, that's a completely different story, obviously. But no, it's not them. They have nothing to do with it. These are other people from out of town. Okay, they're Coloradans. They're people from surrounding states. What's actually happening here?
Residents at the complex told us no manager has been on site for a while.
We've been trying to get in touch with the manager. He quit, and we have no manager.
At a public safety meeting Thursday, Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman once again pointed to code violations as the reason the city was closing the complex.
I know.
Yeah, and I'm sure the Venezuelan gang members had nothing to do with the code violations.
That the owners are talking about that it's a gang issue. It's really the problems there go way back.
On top of creating a task force to look into alleged gang activity, Aurora police say they've also started reviewing criminal reports from the past year to see if they were gang related.
So we're actively looking at those things right now in conjunction with the task force, our federal and state partners also.
Councilwoman Jaridsky says it's long overdue.
I think it's coming maybe 6 to 8 months too late, but I hope that we are able to track some of these people down.
Yeah, I guess so. Probably 2 to 3 years too late.
But she hopes it will finally provide some answers. In Aurora, Brandon Richard, Denver 7.
And that gang that some claim has taken over that property was designated as a transnational criminal organization by the White House last month. And today, an ICE spokesman told Denver 7 they are aware of recent violent crime involving members of that gang and say they are working with partner law enforcement agencies. Tonight, we are...
Yeah, okay. Well, so clearly they're on the radar. This is not new. They've done this on purpose and are now pretending that they're going to clean it up. But either way, me as an American, we are smack dab in the middle of a hostile takeover.